I don't know what I'm going to do for this test. The test is in 2 days, and I have no idea what OMGs are.
GMOs are on the rise as they...
Wait, maybe it was GMOs. Let me check this out.
That's right, Paul. GMOs, or genetically modified organisms, are living organisms whose genetic material has been artificially manipulated in a laboratory through genetic engineering.
Oh yeah, I remember studying this. This new method creates an unstable combination of the various genes of species with one another, such as of bacteria, animal, or plant genes, in ways that do not occur traditionally in nature.
Whoa, Paul. You actually paid attention in bio this year? You must have a really good teacher.
That's right, Ron. I learned all about the advantages of GMOs. There are definite benefits to both the producer and the consumer. For example, the farmer gets to make food at a much faster rate for a significant less cost, while the consumer gains benefits in terms of the food's nutritional value. In addition, the durability and overall shelf time for the food product greatly increases. The farm also does not have to worry about pesticides for GMO crops to protect against them. By integrating a toxin-producing gene into the plant, which is derived from the bacterium Bacillus thuringiensis, resistance against insects is created. And for those of you watching at home, don't worry, it is safe for human consumption. An example relevant today in America is corn crops. Approximately 85% of corn grown throughout this country is genetically modified. The corn is inserted with DNA that makes it resistant to herbicide glyphosate, which is responsible for killing weeds. This way, farmers can safely remove weeds that may impact the crop, while, at the same time, not worry about damaging the corn. To me, GMOs sound pretty advantageous. I never knew GMOs had so many advantages. I always thought they were harmful and had so many disadvantages.
Advantages? There's been quite an uproar about GMOs and their disadvantages. In fact, many individuals today urge that they should be banned or restricted.
Really?
Yes, sir. There are quite a list of things. For one, health concerns arise with the use of GMOs. Oftentimes, proteins that are not normally in plant are mixed in, resulting in a potential allergic reaction. In addition to this, an increased concern because GMOs offer the advantage in better resistance against diseases and viruses. They may lessen the effects that antibiotics have on the body if the remnants of our GMO foods reside in our stomach. Although this concept has not been officially confirmed as a source of danger, it still arises serious concern. Along with scientific impacts of GMOs, there is also the moral and ethical debate. Is it the right thing to do? I will not go into detail just yet, as it will be discussed later in our segment.
Now, have there been any recent studies that support these claims?
Why, yes, quite a few actually. The American Academy of Environmental Medicine has conducted studies that show actual evidence of organ damage directly related to genetically modified foods. When GMOs were first introduced in 1996, the impact was almost immediate. Studies showed that Americans with more than one chronic illness raised dramatically from 7% to 13% in less than a decade. GMOs became directly associated with the rise in autism, digestive problems, and even reproductive disorders.
Wow, that is fascinating. It makes me think twice about GMOs. Despite how interesting this tangential conversation is, I'm afraid I'm going to have to cut it too short, Ron. I'm receiving a report from the headquarters of Monsanto, who are responsible for a huge GMO food debate. I'll now switch over to Khaled, who is currently at the site with more details.
I'm standing here today at the headquarters of Monsanto, lead producers of genetically engineered seeds. Monsanto produces the world's top-selling herbicide, and 40% of U.S. crops contain its genes. That is to say, they are pretty much leading the business industry in this field. However, many of their acts are deemed as unethical. Monsanto has been known to be putting a great deal of our American farmers out of work. You might have heard about 75-year-old soybean farmer from Indiana, Vernon Hugh Bowman, who was ordered at the beginning of May to pay Monsanto $85,000 in damages for using second-generation seeds genetically modified with Monsanto's pesticide-resistant Roundup Ready treatment. This is obviously not the only case. Monsanto and other companies are purchasing farms and lands because of acts like these. Because of companies like these, there has been a significant decline in wildlife. For example, I just received news of a severe decline in bee colonies in the U.S. and abroad. Remember, Monsanto is not the only company responsible for atrocities like these. It is seen all over the U.S. Now I'm going to take you guys back to Paul and Ron, who have more on this story.
Wow. Thank you, Khaled, for that insightful news.
As a matter of fact, I just found out that companies like Monsanto are responsible for PCB pollution.
Right you are, Paul. GMOs are seen to reduce biodiversity because of its focuses on limited variety of few commodity crops. This leads to an increase in pesticides and fertilizer pollution.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. From the people here at Channel 3 Eyewitness News, thank you and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Wow, that was really informative. Now I think I know everything about GMOs, and I think I'm going to ace the test tomorrow. Now, a good night's rest.
Getting a close-up on Ron and This is the Khaled Kim.
Okay, it's fine. Just read it as it is.
I think
This is the Khaled Kim behind the scenes. You're doing cool. Alright, that's enough.
GMOs are...
Okay, we're recording?
No.
I heard the noise.
No.
Alright, go.
I'm not ready.
Yeah, dude, seriously, I need think about your soccer game. Think about your soccer game. You want to be there? Okay.